Hey everyone. I did a French pronunciation video for a piece a year or two ago, and I was asked to do another one for this season. So we are going to do a French pronunciation video for Dirait-On. Before we get started, I wanted to show you a few symbols that I created to help us with this and to be more phonetic for us to understand. So the first that you'll see is this upside down E. This upside down E stands for a schwa. And in English, this schwa is at the beginning of words like about. It's an A, but we say about. It's an unaccented syllable. In French, it's not going to be In French, it's going to be This is an example of when you want those lips to kind of stick out a little bit. So you're going to say and those lips coming out changes it from to So kind of think book, uh, with your lips sticking out, So the next symbol you're going to see is this N with a slash through it. That indicates that we're making a nasal vowel. This is very famous in French, the ho. You've heard that before. The nasal is when the N colors the vowel that comes before it in the word. And it makes a slightly different sound depending on which vowel it is. So the real trick with nasal vowels is that the N is not pronounced. You might see something that looks like O-N. S-O-N would be son or sun in English, but son. But we don't say the N part. It's son. And the N doesn't happen. The tongue does not touch the roof of the mouth. Son. And so when you see this symbol, you're going to hear a nasal vowel. So this symbol, if you're familiar with German, is the German umlaut U, which has a specific pronunciation. The pronunciation is that you're going to make the sound E with your tongue inside your mouth. So start by making E, and then you're going to leave that tongue there, but you're going to round your lips into an U. E. That's the umlaut U. E. Make that E inside with your tongue. E, and then round your lips into an U. E. Now, technically, French does not have an umlaut, but that's the sound that the letter makes in French. And the last little note I wanted to give you is regarding the R. We are not going to say the American retroflex R like in rabbit. That's not how they pronounce it in French. We are also not going to use the Parisian R, which actually sounds more like the CH at the end of Bach. So Paris, we're not going to do that either. We're going to use the flipped R when we're singing in French. It's easier, and it also is cleaner to sing. How do you make a flipped R? It's actually almost a very quick D sound at the very front of your mouth. The tongue is gently going to tap the back of the teeth. Ra, ra. I don't know if you can see that, but ra. Paris would be Paris, Paris. And it's almost a little D at the back of, or right at the front of your mouth. So the first set of text that we will be doing is sung twice. The first time it is sung by the sopranos and the altos. The second time it is sung by the sopranos and the basses. So if you are a soprano, you definitely need to put this in there. But the text is repeated, so it's the same text both times. The text is abandon, entouré d'abandon. Abandon, entouré d'abandon. Tendresse, touchant, trop tendresse. Tendresse, touchant, ô tendresse. C'est ton intérieur qui. C'est ton intérieur qui. And ton is on. Make sure you're making O. Think toe.
not on. Ton. C'est ton intérieur qui. C'est ton intérieur qui. Sans cesse se caresse. Sans cesse se caresse. This is the refrain. This is the words we sing over and over and over again. So it's very important we get them correct. Dirait, dirait, dirait-on. And again, think to, not on, o. Dirait, dirait, dirait-on. The next bit of text is the tenor bass verse when it's sung the first time through, and it's the alto bass verse sung the second time through. So this is essentially the second verse and the fourth verse. And the first time it's sung by the tenors and basses, and the second time it is sung by the altos and basses. Se caresse en soi-même. Se caresse en soi-même. Par son propre reflet éclairé. Par son propre reflet éclairé. So when you see the little accent mark over the E and the accent is pointed up and to the right, that means it's said like A. And the reason it's t'éclairer is because of the T at the end of reflet. Normally we wouldn't say reflet. We wouldn't add the T, but this is something called liaison that's done in French where they blend the words together a little bit more. So, par son propre reflet éclairé. Ainsi tu inventes le même. Ainsi tu inventes le thème. Ainsi tu inventes le thème. Ainsi tu inventes le thème. Du narcisse exaucé. Du narcisse exaucé. And that is it.